What's going on, y'all? You already know what it is. I'm coming back at you with another video. It's you and me on YouTube, subscribing to 223. And you already know what the move is. We just got to get straight into the video. But first, turn me up. Now, you already seen the thumbnail, you saw the title of the video, you probably already getting aggy, I understand. But it's all good. The only thing that we trying to talk about right now is Jiraiya. And I'm a big fan of Jiraiya. However, we gotta keep it a band. This nigga Jiraiya is ass. Now you probably saying, oh, how can you say that? That's Jiraiya. Like, if it wasn't for him, Naruto wouldn't be who he is, blah, blah, blah. Cap, that's cap. I don't know why you capping like that, but that's cap. Jiraiya is actually a very unnecessary component in terms of Naruto's development, and I'm gonna put you on game. But before I even do that, we really gotta have an honest conversation. Take a seat, hold my hand. Nigga, you gotta come to terms with one fact. Jiraiya is a bum. He's a bum. You just have to come to terms with it. But let me explain. So from the first moment we're introduced to Jiraiya, we find him where? Eavesdropping and sneaking a peek at naked shorties at a spa bath. That's his body. That's just Jiraiya. He's a freaky ass nigga. That nigga Master Roshi 2.0. And you know what? Given that Kendrick just dropped a new album while I'm recording this, I'm gonna go ahead and let it play.
Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 god. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 god.
But all jokes aside, I don't want to talk about Jiraiya as we were introduced to him. I want to talk about Jiraiya as an entire character. And we have to go back to the earliest point in the verse that we were introduced to Jiraiya, which would be when he does the bell test with Orochimaru Tsunade and their sensei being the GOAT Hiruzen.
Huh?
The GOAT is crazy. I did not mean to say that. That nigga is not the GOAT. But he the GOAT more than Jiraiya is. Some of y'all be glazing Jiraiya crazy. Meanwhile, y'all want to get all on Hiruzen's head top like he's not the president of an entire village. Like,
Shut your bitch ass up. Whole ass nigga.
but let me get back to that later. At the moment, we see the preteen Sannin all going off against a Hiruzen who is literally, at this point, considered the god of shinobi. They're obviously cooked. If Team 7 versus Kakashi was cooked, these niggas are deep fried. But it's fine. It's giving us a glimpse into what they were capable of. And Orochimaru is cooking. And I mean that nigga cooking. And then even Tsunade is doing more than Sakaru's doing in the canon events of the bell test for Team 7. And they doing all this work, putting in all this work just for Jiraiya to do this.
Yeah. Shuriken. Whatever, Jutsu. Oh. Ah.
What is that Shuriken Jutsu, bro? That's your body now? You Jiraiya the gallant? No, nigga, you're Jiraiya the bullshitter. Like, what are you doing? So obviously, Jiraiya ends up tied to the tree. And after being lectured by Hiruzen, Jiraiya just ends up seeing what Hiruzen did with Enma, and he wants to have a summoning jutsu of his own. So he just, no contract, no nothing. He raw dogs the summoning jutsu and ends up at Mount Miyaboku. And this is where we get the story of Jiraiya officially, because he begins his training as a Toad Sage. But honestly, this is kind of BS. Bro, you're telling me you trained to be a Toad Sage for like what, 40 years? And you never perfected it? You're lame, bruh. Minato and Naruto both learned how to perfectly use Sage Mode, and it took Naruto like, what, a month? And sure, Minato can only use it for like one attack, but he knows how to perfectly use it though. What are you doing, Unk? Even Kabuto learned that shit. Nigga, Kabuto, you know, one of the main villains in the final arc no one thought would even remotely be relevant. But this is y'all GOAT. This is the nigga everybody wanna meet eat like they Tiana Trump. It's crazy. But somewhere in the middle of all that, we get thrown into the second great ninja war. And this is where we honestly see how lame Jiraiya is as a character, because he comes across 3 orphans, and right when Orochimaru was about to put these orphans on a t-shirt, Jiraiya says, nah, I'ma raise them to be shinobi. And if you know the story of Naruto, you know this was the biggest L Jiraiya ever took in his life. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. So he spends all his time training these orphans, and honestly, he does make them very strong. Konan, Yahiko, and Nagato all did excel in ninjutsu, taijutsu, I don't know about genjutsu, but they were doing a really good job. Until Jiraiya finds out that one of his students doesn't only have a dojutsu, but he has the strongest dojutsu we were made aware of in the Naruto verse up until this point. And what does Jiraiya do with this information? He doesn't try to potentially harvest the strongest student he's ever had, sit there and make him an excellent shinobi with the right driven purpose. He doesn't try to teach all of these 3 students everything they could possibly need to know to survive. No, he leaves them. He just leaves. That's just his body. He's just any little nigga's dad on his way to the store to buy a gallon of milk. He's not coming back. Like, bro literally said, yo, y'all be good. I'm gonna go ahead and go get me a pack of some menthols real quick, but I'll be right back, don't worry about it. And abandon them. But honestly, that's not even as bad as the student he failed the most. My favorite character in all of Naruto, Minato Namikaze. Let's talk about it. Now, if you don't know who Minato is, you really just gotta go back and watch Naruto. But Minato is basically Naruto versus Jesus before we found out Naruto is actually Naruto versus Jesus. I mean, everything this nigga touched, he turned to gold. He was just him. And that might sound like elite suck, but if you don't know Minato, you don't know that is not suck. He's just that guy. But unfortunately, he was cursed with one unforgivable fact. He was given a sensei that is ass. And when I say ass, I mean ass. Mind you, Minato created the Rasengan. How ass as a teacher do you have to be where you finally master your students' jutsu and the first thing they say to you is, wow, sensei, that's great, but I gotta dust. I got some shit to do. Like, bro, he don't even give a f. He got other shit to do more important. Mind you, Kakashi, Naruto, Mad Nick, Konohamaru, so many dudes have learned this jutsu. You honestly were probably the person that took the longest to learn it. Get it together, Gramps. And going into Kakashi, I know that he didn't necessarily copy the Rasengan with his Sharingan because he created the Chidori before he had the Sharingan. And the Rasengan was created by him trying to add lightning release to the Rasengan. But nigga, Kakashi got the Sharingan when he was no older than 14 to 12 years old, which means he had to know the Rasengan for a good minute before that. A toddler, damn near, could learn the Rasengan before your old ass could, Jiraiya. Kick rocks, bro. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. But this is where I get to the biggest failures of Jiraiya as a sensei and as a student. So let's talk about it. In order for me to talk about Jiraiya any further, I would have to get into Naruto and Naruto Shippuden Jiraiya. But even in discussing that, if we're really looking at the facts, you guys might not like to hear this. Jiraiya completely failed Naruto as a sensei. And I say that because we look at the other 2 members of Team 7 who were trained by Sannin themselves. Sakura's growth as a ninja was insanely more impressive than Naruto's. And Sasuke's, it's not even comparable. Sasuke went from a high tuning level ninja to a Kage level ninja. Heavy Sasuke is only comparable to a handful of current existing most powerful ninja in the Narutoverse. And Sakura, along with becoming one of the most impressive ninjutsu healing specialists, is also just all around massively stronger than she was before. Sakura was completely useless in part 1, just to now be relative to current Naruto. Jiraiya, how did you have 2.5 years and you didn't so much as teach Naruto anything more than making a bigger Rasengan and upping his taijutsu? you're a failure. And I can continue to keep going because for those of you who don't know, Jiraiya's natural nature release is fire. Naruto's is wind, which means if you wanted to protect him from the Akatsuki, which was the entire point of him training with you for 2.5 years, you could have taught him wind release, which would have amplified your fire release, which would have amplified your overall power output. Jiraiya is a goofball. And on top of that, you would have realized as his godfather, Naruto has Kushina as his mother, who is an Uzumaki, which means at least half of Naruto's genetic makeup has this massive chakra reserve, which gives Naruto not only a strong body as the reincarnation of Ninja Jesus, but also a strong chakra reserve, meaning he's perfect to learn Sage Mode. You know, that thing that Jiraiya spent his entire life never being able to master. But instead, what does Jiraiya do? He spends 2.5 years teaching Naruto how to maximize the size of a Rasengan and get some better taijutsu. Bro, if you would have focused on Sage Mode alone, the second Naruto saw Sasuke and Shippuden, he would have brought his ass home because he would have been able to fucking fight him. Like, niggas want to talk shit on Orochimaru, and yeah, he's a creep. But at the end of the day, did he make Sasuke stronger? Yeah. All Sasuke had to do was make sure he didn't get touched in his sleep. That's it. Sasuke kept himself untouched from the king of Funko Pops and he was straight. Naruto has no excuse other than the fact that he was taught by a lame ass nigga.
Like, bro, damn near every time Naruto wanted you to train him, he had to transform into a bop.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
If I gotta transform into something my sensei wanna put meat to every time I wanna learn a new jutsu, that would exhaust me too. Sasuke was walking around 24/7 looking like something Orochimaru wanted to hit.
Boy, he got that shit on though.
That's probably why bro got so strong. That's the Naruto lore. You keep your sensei bricked up, he gonna get you strong as hell. Okay, that was crazy. Although it would make sense why Kakashi was always reading them books. I'm just saying. And who wrote the books? Jiraiya!
Now this last line of reasoning may leave some people confused, but I don't regret it because this is probably the biggest evidence that Jiraiya is a fraud that you will ever need. I doubt that very many people don't know this, but there is a series called Boruto. Boruto is a sequel to Naruto, and in that sequel, there is a character that not only plays a similar role to Jiraiya, but plays it better, and his name is Kashin Koji. And what you need to know about Kashin Koji is very simple. He's not just a Jiraiya figure for Boruto. He is a clone of Jiraiya. And not only is this clone currently playing a more important role than the person he was cloned after, but he's doing more important things. He's taught Boruto more than the same amount of time Jiraiya was given in the time skip. He's taught him substantially more and has helped made Boruto substantially stronger. Bro, how do you let a clone do your job better than you? I could go into way more.
He turns down the role of 5th Hokage to go run around being horny. You could say it was because he was spying on the Akatsuki, but like, let's be for real, bro. Jiraiya mentions the Akatsuki like twice pre-time skip. And I really only barely touched on this earlier in the video, but this is probably my least favorite thing about this man that just really pisses me off. And I mean more than anything else that I've mentioned up to this point. This is literally the worst one. This man is literally Naruto's godfather and has been nowhere to be found for the first 12 years of his life. Bro, huh? I already said it earlier, but I would literally die on this hill. Hiruzen could have did more for Naruto, but like, he was still there though. And then we barely get any explanation as to where he really was, because like I said, he barely mentions the Akatsuki pre-time skip. You're literally the closest thing this orphan has to family. You couldn't pop up like once in a while, bro?
What you on?
Like, did you not learn your lesson from the last kids you abandoned? What are you doing? Well, I mean, I guess eventually you did learn that lesson, but that's beside the point. We all know how that went. Y'all just need to stop acting like Unc can do no wrong. Like, I'm so sick of the Jiraiya glaze.
Shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga.
yes, his death against Pain was impactful. I cried when I watched the episode. But let's not sit here and act like he's just doing everything right, because he's not.
Anyone trying to claim he is, you're tweaking. Let's be completely honest. We're approaching the end of this video, and I didn't even bring up the fact that bro was nowhere to be found for the Nine Tails attack. Like, bro, you would have been a major help. And because you weren't there, your star pupil at the time, you know, the same one you glazed during the search for Tsunade arc, died, as well as countless other people in the village and his wife. Bro, get it together. I mean, it's too late now. You can't. Unk got hit with the future Gohan treatment, straight getting jumped, and got his arm took. I will save the future, face ass. Look at this nigga. But I'm gonna give him kind of a backhanded compliment, like the ones my mom used to give me. At least you not as bad as your brother. Like, bro, what does that mean?
Jiraiya played sensei for 7 students. The Hidden Rain Village Ninja, Nagato, Yahiko, and Conan. Team Minato, we saw his team in the one shot. I don't know their names.
I remember the theories that the ramen guy was one of Minato's old teammates. That would have actually been lit and would have made a lot of sense. But anyway, after that, we have Naruto.
He failed absolutely every single one of those people. However, he successfully failed Naruto.
So if you want to give Jiraiya a number, you have to give him like a 55 overall maximum, maybe a 60 overall, but that's really not his body. But that's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, which honestly I doubt very many of you did, I'm not reading the comment section for this one. But if you did enjoy the video, then you more than likely a hater just like myself, and I love that for you. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can be tuned in whenever I decide to hop on here and hate again. And to anybody who this video actually pissed off, please don't get it confused. I do love Jiraiya as a character. I just don't be meat eating like some of y'all. Y'all be going crazy. But that's all for this one. I really do hope y'all enjoy. And until next time, y'all little niggas have a good one. Peace.
I woke up in the fresh